Oh, babies, you ain't gonna believe this. It's another exciting news break, a news flash here on the Coyote News Netrawk. Hell, babies, we rock, they talk. It's all in the flow, babies. That's the news for show, wouldn't you say? I mean, wow, talk about a glow. But hey, here you go. This just into the Coyote Netrawk news desk, babies. Ooh, yeah, we got the news you can use, the views of your heart. Giving you that grand start, opening your eyes with the big surprise. Ooh, that's coming up just like the sunrise, babies. All of a sudden, that which was so dark and obscure comes to light, don't you know, when the sun arises upon it, you see. Now, you know how it is when, you got a little contraband marijuana with you and you're in some place traveling through where they don't think Mary Jane's the thing to do, and some cop's pulling you over, baby, and there could be trouble, so you stash in that special little place your contraband, or what they consider contraband, which to you is life in a universal way, a sacred offering each and every day, and each and every moment, and each and every way that you play with this Mary J, don't you say? Yeah, see, because you got such magic and such charm, well, you're able to disguise it, and the cops are all disarmed. They can't touch you. So away you go, rocking down the highway of life, man. You got your medicine and everything's okay, man. And you ain't going to toke it till you're over the state line, where they're a little more refined about their attitudes, man. Because gratitude is in your attitude right now, because the universe takes such damn good care of you and provided that neat little stash place that nobody else would even know. Not even yourself, if you were looking, you could never find it, but So see? And it's a good thing cops can't read minds, eh? They ain't quite developed the skill for that, have they? Meantime, while you're in that little stop, and the cops taking a little shop through your automobile because they're criminals, they're looking for contraband they can steal and have a little fun with themselves. I mean, police need enlightenment too, so once in a while we let them have a little of our Mary J just so they can find another way and not be cops anymore, don't you know? In fact, become fluffy little love bunnies that dance around with their little porky bellies over their belt like they usually do, only this time with no guns attached. It's just a love bunny there to help you. That's what we turn the police into. When they encounter us and go through our magic little bus and can't find the stash, and we just laugh back there in the background because the angels are with us, don't you know? If they got near it, angels would smack them upside the head, and they'd wish they'd run. They'd say, oh my goodness, there's things in here I can't see. Well, guess what, Charmer? You're not a farmer anymore, man. The plow's out of the ground now, man. In other words, baby, we just enlighten the cop. And he'll go down to the cop shop and, he's going to spread the infection. And guess what? The war's over, man, people. And that's the news, really. You keep that attitude, you keep that view, babies. That's what's going to happen there for you. I don't care if it's Utah or Texas. Well, Texas is going full legal. Have you seen that, babies? Yay, yay, yay for Mary the J. I'm telling you, Texas, one of the most uptight marijuana stealing states there ever was, and big fines to go with it, man. Shit, that's against our religion down here. All of a sudden the Baptists discovered pot, man. Said, hey, that ain't so bad after all, man. Maybe we can let the people have it. They were tired of seeing their whole population move to Colorado anyway. The economy's going to hell, man. They got to do something. So there is a work in Texas, and that's news too, to legalize marijuana across the board. It's already out of committee and it's going through the legislative process, whatever the heck that is. But it's about to become legal in Texas. And do you think Oklahoma's going to be far behind that? Because that's the most uptight state I know of in the Union. Maybe Alabama and Mississippi, Louisiana, and Florida are worse. Georgia. Oh, I'll bet Georgia's bad too. But man, if Texas legalizes, the whole world does. You understand? That's just the way it is. And by the way, we're really proud of those Texans today, too, because they're standing up, doing their thing, saying to the federales, it's a long story, but the federales down there trying to steal land from the old ranchers and farmers down there. And then, being real unjust about it. So the state of Texas says, the governor of the state of Texas, the emperor himself of the sunny country there, you bet, sunny, soggy country, I might add. Well, over in the west side, not so. But anyway, here we go. He says, babies, take your federales and shove them, because we're not allowing that here, You're not going to improperly steal lands. You want to do a nice legal process, etc., and so on, be civilized about this thing, let's talk about it. I like that independent attitude. I mean, Texas is a bunch of bumblers, too. Of course, look how crazy they've been about their attitude toward marijuana till now. But see, it's your heart that's influencing the reality around you to change. That's why we're seeing such significant steps. Plus, in the background, there's always those other energies working, and Texas is looking at Colorado with green envy. Real green envy, you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So they're coming back to life. They need an economy too. And they know the oil thing's shot to shit already, and Dallas is going to die. Babylon is no more. So they got to do something to rescue, so they might as well get into hemp and marijuana and, get things going on, man. Hemp will outstrip oil production in no time at all. We won't need that shit no more. But anyway, that's the news in the 3D that can set us free. You betcha. Isn't that awesome? So everybody send your support to Texas. Now, the other thing we got to do is think about those we've imprisoned over such stupid things as possession of Mary J. or whatever. You know what I mean? There's a lot of innocent people in our jails now. It's become a crime to be alive, and the cops don't like you, you're going to jail because they make a lot of money on it. Everybody does, And so it's a big old power game. So that's another thing we're going to change as we, affect our little police officers along the way, and then we send them back to the station, and they discreate the abomination of the police force. And of course that spreads into the jails and prisons, and the people that operate those things, sadistic creeps that they are, no longer can be. I see jailhouse doors swinging open involuntarily. Because people's attitudes change. I don't see the warden going down there and doing it, no. I see him sitting in his office and letting it happen, don't you know? And those that need to be free are free right now. And those that are held under a struggle, where they've taken on a really harsh energy in this life and have needed to be contained because their actions are violent and criminal all the time, become the very flowers of life themselves. Melt down on the spot like little baby children and cry their eyes out until they're over that awful pain that's held them down so long. And guess what? All the prisoners in the place to give them an embrace and bring them back to life, man. And hold them in their heart. And you know what? The prison guards are in it too. And everyone for about 5 miles around, maybe 10, who can count. It's the greatest love-in there's ever been, right there at the state prison. How about that, man? That's a prison. That's what we call that one. You're about to see this kind of shit happening very spectacularly because, and here's another essential little tidbit of news. Divine revelation, revealing, truth will have its way, always, Long, long time ago, Mother Earth and her children got pulled over by the police, the universal police, let's say. It's a metaphor, but let's just play it that way, okay? So when we say long, long time ago, maybe 1 billion years ago, we got pulled over by the police, and they said, listen, you guys are just too hot, and we can't take it. We're so jealous. We want to steal everything from you that you got and just beat you up for it. You're just really pissing us off because you're too damn happy and you're too damn carefree. And we know you got a stash in here somewhere. What is it that's illegal now? Well, it turned out it was truth that was illegal. You couldn't smoke it. You couldn't rub it on your skin. You couldn't swim in it. You couldn't, anything with it. If you had any truths, that was illegal and you were under arrest, because the age of whatever had been before that, where things had been a little more truthful, age of enlightenment or whatever, it was no more. The police were there to make sure that you didn't practice truth, Well, guess what? We had a magic bus then too, babies, called Mother Earth. and we stashed it, that truth, you know. And they couldn't find it, man. They looked and looked for it. Of course, they wouldn't know truth if it bit them on the ass, but there it is at last, babies. Our stash that we put away so long ago. It's kind of been like germinating, like a big old seed. And as it's, you know, been hiding there, it's kind of had this magnetic force, this truth has. And it's pulled the entire history of the earth into itself in a physical presence that people can participate in as a living truth and know our reality and know our power in it. Because we got the whole history now, man. All of it. It can't be hidden no more. See, there's this area on the earth called the Grand Canyon. Well, that area around that is pure magic. And babies, you know, for whatever the reason, whenever there's been a rise in so-called civilization here, and we've risen up and communicated then with those that live beyond us too as well, and we've been, you know, greatly enhanced because of it, etc. And then all the tragedies that follow such great triumphs, you see. And all of it, you know, has been, written down and stored away, but not written in the way that you can read it. Not like words, but like in a crystalline magical form, held inside the crystal heart of love there in that Grand Canyon country. See, we stashed that magic little thing. That's why they couldn't find it. They couldn't see it. Like I said, they wouldn't know truth if it bit them on the ass. The police I'm talking about, the universal police. Now, who might that be? But the demonic presence represented here by the soldiers of fortune called the police forces here, you know. Jackbooted thugs and then some. Sorry to the decent guys out there. I love you so. Thanks for keeping the flow in your heart and not being totally overwhelmed by that bully bullshit, stealing little shits, God. And we thought we had to put criminals in jails. Well, the real criminals were those putting people in the jails for the most part. You know, son of a gun. Ain't that fun? But listen, it's all written down and it's all coming undone. Because the real heart has won. Yes. We've survived long enough that our stash can be open now. It's not illegal anymore. The age has changed. Well, in fact, we're moving into the age of truth. And in this age of truth, babies, we get to see what's real and feel it and remember it all. And you don't have to go to the Grand Canyon and dig it up to do it, because it's coming to you from that country down there. Oh, babies, when you start to see what's really been happening here, and who's been keeping the stash safe, and so on and so forth, and what the stash really is, oh my goodness. Talk about let everybody out of prison. There ain't going to be no prisons no more, no need for them, because we're all there in equanimity, let's say, which is a magnanimity of love given in a bodacious way, and very colorfully and with a sweet fragrance of the blossoming flower of life. See, there's its root right down there in our reality, baby, our truth, which of course, because we have it stashed in the earth, we have it stashed in our heart too, because they're simultaneous things. One is the other and both are the same. Though one looks like a planet and one looks like a tiny little creepy crawly thing on 2 feet. Well, some of you wear it more elegantly than others. Thank you very much. But there we are, man. Not fooling around no more. Part of all of what's going on this week is we move along singing our song, changing things, and, you know, just not no longer being the John or the Janes anymore, man. We ain't going to let them take advantage of us anymore. We know better, because they is us. And we brought the police in just like we did out there in Utah driving through, and where they had to pull us over and search us and get infected by our love and infection and go spread that to everywhere else, you know. Same thing in this reality. We had to sucker them in here, man, so we could help them rehabilitate themselves and come back to a loving awareness where they didn't have to be in the bully state, the empty state, the mean cruelty, the enjoyment of hate, that kind of thing. We could move them back from that now. You see, but we had to teach ourselves a lesson along with it, so we all learned it together. A lot of us became the police for a while. Wasn't that crazy, man? Shit. What a lousy life. But babies, everybody's got to live it one way or the other. And baby, in a lousy life is a shout of joy every time. Sometimes just because you can finally get out of it, because you learn so much there, being under it. And it's a heavy weight, just like I was describing a while ago. When you feel that heavy weight sometimes and you can't move, it's almost as severe as that. To live in those places and be those people that have to perform those parts, it hurts. Hurts so much you have to go numb inside and put yourself away. Reflecting, the stash that we had to stash so long ago when they first pulled us over, don't you know? But here it is, we got to remember, it's a Koyote Medicine Show. And we're on the magic bus, baby, the spaceship love, indeedy. By the way, somebody out there better donate me one here. Me, you know what I mean, us. Well, let's see what we need. I don't care, just a bus, We'll take it from there, okay? It could be an old school bus. It could be a fancy old MCI coat. Whatever you got out there. If you got something laying around like that you ain't using, well, there's some angels over here that would, I don't think we're going to need it much longer anyway, tell you the truth. I think our transportative modes are about to change. That's news you can use. But we'll keep that one in stash for the moment. Yeah, because can't reveal too much all at once. They won't have nothing to do tomorrow, Got to keep this medicine a dose at a time, man. Because you could overdose on it. You ever overdosed on Koyote medicine? I most certainly have, all of my life. And I learned that an overdose was just right. That you can overdose on Koyote medicine any more than you can on Mary J. All she'll do if you overdose on her is put you asleep for a day or two, eh? Oh, I remember when the stash was really, rocking. Back when there was a little more international trade in it. It wasn't all homegrown, There was some stuff that came up from Colombia and Panama and places like that, as well as the Maui Wowie, which really was a golden pot, man. It was beautiful stuff. But anyway, all of that, man, that was 1-2 toke stuff. You take 1 toke, you're high for the night. Take 2 tokes, you're out for the night. But happily so, either way, man. You got in the flow and you got what you needed, don't you know? But I kind of enjoy toking her, so I don't mind having to take a couple of 3 extra tokes to get catatonic in the bionic heart of love that I live in, And out of that catatosis comes the mostest of the emotional grace that I can possibly dig out of myself. Mother's really teaching us, isn't she? Helping us be far more graceful with one another, just in recent minutes, days, the significant changes in the way I think, feel, and therefore perform in this reality. And I know you're feeling it too, man. It's like this is like the final steps before we really do reveal it all, the whole dang truth. And it'll never be able to be hidden. And I've described it as kind of an instantaneous moment, and maybe it is. Maybe it does just happen all at once. We just change it because it's ripened enough. We spread our infective love enough that now it can happen. Doesn't take a whole lot, I talked about this handful of people that really are strangers to one another for the most part, but yet know one another on sight. That are working together in this, but they're just holding the light, just a little circle of hands, circle of hearts joined together around a campfire of love, which just happens to be the sun. What a nice little campfire that one. You want to get done? There's a tan for you, man. But we're holding it there, babies. So everyone else can get it clear too. And you'll see that reflected in the reality down there in that Grand Canyon area right away. It's all part of the divine arrival of the age of truth, to tell you the truth. Okay? So that's what we're doing today here on a Wowzer Wednesday, man. Getting this truthful age underway on the Koyote Netrawk News, man. The news you can use. And the views of the heart too, babies. How about that? We setting you free. You want to be one of us? Well, I think God does too. So let's invite her on in, okay? She's been living next door for so long. I'm kidding you around, guys. I love you so. Here, clinking with the official Coyote Club mug all the way around. That's some good news, ain't it, babies? I feel rainbows in my heart. I'm starting to feel them coming out of my ears. Watch out, people. Pretty soon I'm going to be looking like that painting right above me here. I'm going to be real colorful and just radiating, rainbows out of my ears, babies. Ooh, talk about a sight, man. Now, that'll be all right. Maybe you should come to Crestone and be a witness to it, eh? Well, you're a witness to it right now. You're right here in my heart, babies, all the time. That's why we work so good here under the sun, inside the sun. The mother one, the age of the blue star, the mother and son joined as one in the triangulated aspect of our ever-loving one, which is us, me, you, all of us, and the dragon too. And the greenies and the reindeers and, the angels and the buffaloes and the coyotes and the wolves. All of this. One big happy vibe tribe. Taking a ride on the spaceship love, babies. And here's to you. I'm talking to you right now from the Rocky Mountain High. Where it's legal, don't give me no shit. Because Pope Mary Jane won't have any of it, man. We're spreading the expansive love in the rifle sort of way, baby. So just hang on to that glow today. Ooh, Joni, baby. Oh, wow. I am so blessed to be able to be this universal DJ with such awesome souls in my green room, don't you know, baby Joni? Oh, I love you so.